Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing very well today. In the studio, I have a very interesting guitar and something I've wanted to get my hands on. This is from Harmony. And as you can see, this is the Jupiter Thin Line. Now the new models from Harmony, they're all made in the USA. They have reasonable prices and the specs on them are pretty insane. So I really wanted to see, well, what does it sound like and what do they play like? So let's jump in and find out. Now, for those who aren't familiar with Harmony's new guitars, this is the Jupiter shape, and there's a few configurations of the Jupiter. This one here is the thin line, which means some serious chambering underneath, which makes this body really, really light. Now, this guitar is spec'd out in ways I wasn't really expecting. I'll hit up some of the highlights for you guys. Of course, full specs will be down in the video description below. Now, number one, we've got a mahogany body. And when I look at the end grain, you can see it's a two-piece body, which is really great. I wasn't sure if it was going to be, 3-4 pieces laminated together, but we got 2 pieces on the back. Looks really nice. Strung up through the back. I'll pull off the cavity cover after I do the playing so we can look at some of the overall construction stuff, see what kind of pots and switches are in here. So we'll do that. Really nice contoured neck joint, I gotta say, for a guitar like this. Easy to get to the highest frets without a big square block kind of hitting your hand there. So that was really nice to see on a guitar like this. Now, as for the top, we've got a maple cap over that chambered body. So mahogany on the back, maple on the top, some really nice binding that goes around the perimeter, and it's all wrapped together with a nitro finish. That's not something I expected in this price tier either, which means in 30, 40 years, this is gonna be aged beautifully. Nitro finishes just age unlike anything else. So yeah, maple on the top, chambered body, mahogany. The neck, mahogany as well. And as you can see, beautiful satin. Love that. No stickiness to it all. I can't see a scarf joint at all, so I believe this is a one-piece mahogany neck, which is really nice as well. And like I said, it's kind of specced out in ways I didn't expect, and that has to do, check this out. Yeah, locking tuners on a guitar like this, and then hopefully, as you can see there, yeah, made in the USA. So yeah, looks to be a one-piece mahogany neck, locking tuners. We've got a bone nut on the front, which just sweetens the deal even more, and of course, rosewood fingerboard. So no kind of wood substitutes on this one. Rosewood, maple, mahogany. That's a great trifecta right there. Fret ends look really, really good. We'll talk about that at the end. As for the rest of the stuff, yeah, there's just so many cool pickup choices and models for the new Harmony lineup. This one has a gold foil mini humbucker in the neck and a gold foil full humbucker in the bridge. And we've got compensated saddles there and the cupcake knobs and everything, 3-way switch. So yeah, really cool guitar. Just has, yeah, that retro charm nailed for sure. Let's plug it in and check out some tones. After that, we'll talk about, yeah, pots, switches, overall construction. guys, now let's talk about the ergonomics, the overall weight, and the overall construction. Let's start off with the weight, because as I mentioned, this is a chambered body. There's the regular Jupiter, and then there's the Jupiter thin line, which I have here. And I'm gonna estimate this guitar at under 7 pounds. It feels that light to me. So I'm gonna say like 6.8 to 7.1. That's my estimation. Let's go to the scale and see how close I was. Well, you guys, let's go ahead and throw the Harmony up on the scale and see how much this guitar weighs. Here we go. Oh boy, I was off by an awful lot. This is 5.7 pounds, you guys. Hopefully the camera's showing that. Under 6 pounds. I was not expecting that. This is insanely light. Wow, so 5.7 pounds. Now, I would not have guessed under 6 pounds for a single cut guitar made of mahogany and maple. I mean, this thing is a feather. It's crazy. But there is a little bit of a penalty to pay because we have the locking tuners on the headstock and there's no weight on the back of the body here. It's completely chambered and, like I said, so light. There is a little bit of headstock dive. So I would recommend wearing this one with a guitar strap to avoid the dive. I don't know what the regular Jupiter is with the solid body. There might be no dive on that guitar, but because this thing is, 5.7 pounds, crazy. There is a little bit of headstock dive. Now, as for the rest of the playability, it's beautiful for a guitar like this. As I mentioned, you've got the belly cut here, you've got the contoured heel joint here, you've got satin on the mahogany neck here, and yeah, everything just plays really, really nice. When you look at this guitar, you might be like, oh, it's kind of like, yeah, it got that retro charm, but it really does play super, super well, which is awesome. Really nice neck profile on it, very comfortable. See if the camera will grab that. So no real flattening on the back, just a nice, consistent arch that just fits your hand really, really nice. So playability is great. As I mentioned, lightweight, ergonomic, really nice neck. Next up, I'm going to pull off the back cavity cover here. We're going to see what kind of pots and switches we have on this guitar. Hopefully we don't have any dime-sized situations or cheap pots because the rest of the package looks really, really good. Now, as you guys can see, we've got full-size CTS pots. So that is amazing. We've got really high-end pots and switches on this guitar. Even the output jack on this is probably my favorite style because they just simply don't come loose. So you can plug in, plug out thousands of times, and you're never going to have trouble with this style of jack. I really like that. So yes, pots and switches, check. That's great because the rest of the guitar, yeah, a lot of things checked off with the bone nut, locking tuners, high quality woods, nitro finish, really cool pickups that you're just not going to find on other guitars. Compensated saddle is, yeah, a really nice high quality piece as well. So yeah, that was great to see. I wasn't sure what we were going to have for electronics, but it looks good in there. So here are my final thoughts on the Harmony Jupiter thin line. Now, in terms of Harmony as a whole, when I was looking through their lineup, I'm like, man, these guitars are made in the USA. The specs are all amazing on them. The pricing is like $1,100 to $1,500 for a USA made guitar. There's not a lot of guitars in that price tier. So I'm like, are these going to be like a real scaled back budget version of a USA guitar? No, they're not. They're definitely high quality machines for sure. And one with a lot of like, yeah, just uniqueness to them. So the entire lineup is like this. Very, very interesting guitars. And after having played on it, I'm like, that was very surprising. I was not expecting these specs, that pricing, and this playability all on sort of a newish brand for me. So yeah, it kind of came out of left field. These are made really, really well. Fret ends are completely smooth and nice contoured over every single fret all the way up to the top. So again, no cutting corners when you're talking about like the high-end frets and stuff like that. No buzz anywhere. All the notes rang out really nice. No grittiness on the fret right out of the factory, as you would expect for a USA made guitar. So you can get on it and you can slide and you can bend and you just don't get any resistance. Some frets on cheaper guitars, you kind of got to polish up or break in. None of that here. You can just play it and it's perfect. Neck joint, wonderful. As I said, two-piece body, which is nice to see as well. So yeah, just a really interesting guitar in terms of, you know, the pickup choice, but everything on this guitar, super high-end, very fun to play. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this demo. If you did, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I've got lots of interesting and unique guitars to share with you guys. I love to do that. So big thanks to Harmony for sending this one into the channel so I could check it out. Other than that, have yourself a great day. Take care.